Alright, now, coming from the Dark Side podcast, I am Carl Dudden, and this is my review, a quick YouTube review. I've reviewed quite a lot of these DVDs already on my podcast, but I'm revisiting them here just for you YouTube people and to get some more fuels out for the show on YouTube. So this is a big one for us Undertaker fans. Tombstone, History of the Undertaker, released in 2005. I've had it for many years. My case is completely tattered at this point, but nevertheless, as we go through, of course this is not a biographical one because, of course, he's the dead man now. So we haven't got a sort of Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart style one for the dead man, unfortunately. We'll probably get that when he retires. We will probably get that type of DVD for Taker, like when he's going into the Hall of Fame or something, or perhaps when he just after he retires, or getting near to retire, they'll do something like that. But this is just his matches, and for a match of definitive Undertaker matches, it's a hit and miss with me. The first disc starts slow, gets better. But I can see the historical standpoint of some of them, that even the matches that are slow and boring. So the first match, of course, is Hulk Hogan, Survivor Series 1991. It's kind of very slow, not very stand-up in the modern era. One of the main two really things in that match that pissed me off. The fact that Hulk Hogan did his regular thing and got straight up after being Tombstone, that was ridiculous. Like he didn't even want to kick out, it just got straight back up. Man, do I hate Hulk Hogan. That's another tangent. You can find my opinions on Hulk Hogan on Beyond the Mat, which I'll give links to the end of the show. And also the fact that Ric Flair had to help Taker. All these title wins for Taker in the 90s, they all had outside help, and it just kind of, to me, demeaned the character. But nevertheless, it didn't really affect his career, as we all know. But nevertheless, so we won the title there, so I can see the historical significance as well as facing Hulk Hogan. No excuse for it when the match will be getting a little bit, though. Yokozuna, Royal Rumble 1994, good match, lame ending. Just cheesy, laughable stuff at that end. The speech is pretty good, but after that, the negative coffin exploding just cracks me up every time. Oh my god, the Undertaker is rising to the heavens! Oh dear. Diesel, WrestleMania 12. Actually, most people, a lot of people put this match down, but I really enjoy it. I think it was a good match between two big guys, and, Taker got the best out of Kevin Nash that he could. Good match, in my opinion. And then we get really good. Now, this is where this is what makes the collection, this middle portion, the middle disc, and these two matches. And these three matches at the end here, sorry. This is the ones that make the collection what they are, and what makes it worth keeping. Other matches are sort of where on the rest of the collection, but this is where we get into the nice chunk. It stops skipping around because, quite frankly, Taker never had any real good rivalries until '96, with, of course, Mankind. So his first match to this show is the Buried Alive match. Now, that kind of made me think, what? Because they didn't even show a clip of the Boiler Room Brawl. Like, to me, it would have made sense to show a clip of the Boiler Room Brawl rather than showing Paul Bearer's betrayal. It would have made a lot more sense. Like, you just had Paul Bearer in Mankind's corner, and for anybody who didn't know the history that Paul Bearer turned on Taker. I just feel they took a lot of things for granted that people would already know all this, but I think they need to show that. In my opinion, that where the documentary falls down. Not only is it choppy and it skips over things, but it also does this. Like, it skips whole points of rivalries, and not showing the Boiler Room Brawl at all was ridiculous. And they just expected it because the guys referenced it in the commentary and whatever. Vince and King. But in general, the match is one of the best. Taker of Mankind. But this is their best match, or at least one of, that I have seen. Taker at his high-flying best, coming off the top rope, coming over the barrier, brilliant stuff. Kind of ruined by the ending with the Executioner, but still. And how long were they burying him for? Jesus. Uh, blah, blah, blah. Next one, Revenge of the Taker. Again, a damn good brawl between these two. Of course, that was the last time we saw vintage Paul Bearer. Because he got his face fried, which was the start of the introduction of Kane. And one of the most memorable moves is the move where Mick, like, he gets hit with stairs, he flies off the ring apron, and doesn't go through a table, he goes head first through a table, like, he dives through it. Mick. Next one, Bret Hart, SummerSlam 1997. Again, Bret Hart versus Taker, Shawn Michaels guest referee, set up for one of his greatest rivalries. Three of the greatest in the ring. You can't get much better than that. And, this was a nice break from the brawls. Like, you'd just seen some really nice brawls with Mankind. And Bret Hart, it was more of a moves and technical match. I mean, Taker was pulling out moves that people didn't even know he had in his repertoire here. Although I believe that the one at One Night Only, which is an extra one on here, is a better match. Shawn Michaels in Your House, Ground Zero. Again, charisma between Taker and Michaels was unbelievable. One of the greatest rivalries of all time. This match didn't end cleanly, which kind of takes away from it, but the way it did end was pretty damn good. First time we ever saw the suicide dive over the top rope from Taker. The reaction is absolutely phenomenal. Next match, what can I say, is my favourite match of all time. Shawn Michaels in Your House, Rabbled 1997. And for people who said that 1998 was the best Hell in a Cell, it was just a spot fest, alright? I love that match. I love what Mick Foley did. I'll get onto it in a minute. But, in my opinion, the Shawn Michaels Taker match is the best Hell in a Cell match still to this day. And it is my favourite match of all time. Especially my favourite Taker match, anyway. Next match is Kane, WrestleMania 15. Fantastic entrance, and really comparing this to the match on the last entry of this DVD, which is the Kane match at WrestleMania 20. The comparison is unbelievable. It takes 3 tombstones to beat Kane, and they're just going all out. Brilliant classic Kane, brilliant classic Taker. Loved his entrance attire as well. Kane in Your House, Unforgiven. Again, what a spectacle. To see Undertaker standing in the middle of those flames, diving on those flames, standing in the middle of those flames, doing his taunt. Unbelievable. Just an unbelievable match. And this really points of cringe. In that match, you're just like, oh no. And you know they're going to be fine, but when Taker does a old school in an Inferno match, you're like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And then he does the running clothesline at one point, and he goes over Kane, and the flame goes up, and he literally almost burns his face off for real. He would have been the real Kane if that. Oh man! And both of them had long hair, and they would be knocked down. Oh, unbelievable the risks they took in that match. But it's a fantastic spectacle to see. Paul Bearer gets some as well. It seems to be a theme. Mankind, King of the Ring, 1998. Hell in a Cell 2, probably the most famous wrestling match of all time. Next, probably Hogan and Andre. Amazing. For what Mick Foley did to his body, the actual wrestling wasn't that much, but what was done to Mick Foley in this match and how brutal it got, it's legendary to this day. The Rock, King of the Ring, 1999. This is when the DVD gets weird. Like, it says things like, and then the Undertaker had a new challenge, and on the start, and then at the end here as well, it's like they go straight from King of the Ring 98 to 99 and just quickly cover the ministry. And also the Rock, King of the Ring 1999. What was special about that match? I suppose they just put it on here to say, hey look, he fought the Rock. Yeah, what did you do? Stone Cold Steve Austin, Fully Loaded 1999. That was actually pretty good, but I think that SummerSlam 98 match was better. Best spot of the match, it doesn't involve Taker at all. It's when Shane McMahon comes in and gets a chair shot. Watch it and you'll find out exactly what I mean. Triple H, WrestleMania X7. See what I mean? How skipped is that to WrestleMania X7? And they use his introduction in 2000 to set up for a match in 2001. Like when he came back, they use it to set up for his Triple H match. Too skippy. But yeah, great match with Triple H there. Next match is unbelievable. How the fuck did this get on the collection? Hulk Hogan, Judgment Day 2002. Terrible. Terrible.